It it sort of pains me to say this because we've been saying for months we need to be primarily led by doctors about the virus, not by politicians. But Dr. Deborah Birx has become a primary disseminator of laughable Trumpian propaganda. And Dr. Birx is no longer a trustworthy source of information in this entire thing. It doesn't mean everything she says is wrong, but she is no longer a trustworthy source overall. Dr. Deborah Birx actually defended Donald Trump's outrageous comment about bleach injections as Trump talking out loud and having dialogue in real time as he synthesizes and assimilates data that he has been presented. Now, there is a really important tell here in the video I'm about to play for you that what Dr. Birx is saying is BS. Let's look. The video is very short. It's 25 seconds. See if you can pick out the tell that Dr. Birx is being dishonest.
No, when he gets new information, he likes to talk that through out loud and really have that dialogue. And so that's what dialogue he was having. I think he just saw the information at the time, immediately before the press conference, and he was still digesting that information.
So the tell there that shows us that Dr. Birx is being dishonest is that she had the idea to say, oh, Trump had just seen this information for the first time, meaning a minute before he made this crazy bleach comment. But the problem is that Donald Trump said during the meeting, during the briefing, he had already received this briefing about disinfectants earlier in the day. And as Dr. Birx is saying, or about to say, Trump was reacting in real time as he learned about this. She realizes, wait a second, I can't say that because that would contradict Trump. Trump already said during the briefing, I got this briefing earlier and I thought it was so interesting, I wanted it presented here. So in real time, Dr. Birx extends her sentence and says, I think he just saw the information at the time, pause, immediately before the press conference. Check out that pause as Dr. Birx realizes, oh, wait a second, I need to say more or this is going to be obviously a lie.
And so that's what dialogue he was having. I think he just saw the information at the time, immediately before the press conference, and he was still digesting that information.
So she is now a Trump brown noser. She's refusing to tell it like it is on premature reopenings. She resisted saying that it was a concerning decision that Florida made 10 days ago to reopen beaches or whenever it was. And remember that she also made this absolutely insane claim a few weeks ago about how Donald Trump just uses data to make decisions and all of this stuff that we simply know is not true and Trump has no attention span for.
How would you describe the job President Trump is doing behind the scenes and in front of the cameras during these daily briefings that we're seeing? What's been your perspective, Dr. Birx?
He's been so attentive to the scientific literature and the details and the data. And I think his ability to analyze and integrate data that comes out of his long history in business has really been a real benefit during these discussions about medical issues. Because in the end, data is data, and he understands the importance of the granularity. And I think he's been really excited about finding the level of detail that we've been able to now bring over the last few weeks to really understand who's at the greatest risk for severe illness.
What? Trump is analyzing data at a granular level to understand the details of this pandemic. That interview was back when Trump had more recently said, we have 15 cases and we will soon have 0. This is the Trump that last week wondered aloud about injecting bleach and isopropyl alcohol to treat coronavirus. Obviously, it's a lie. Trump has been the opposite of what Dr. Deborah Birx claims. So we've talked before about a doctor making this calculation that if they disagree with Trump too much, they get fired. And if they get fired, they get replaced by some total Trump sycophant, and the country is worse off. Dr. Fauci made it clear. He said, listen, I can't jump in front of the microphone every single time Trump says something and correct him. It's just not feasible. But as you've seen, Dr. Fauci has been sidelined from the press briefings for a while now. Dr. Birx has gone fully into not just, I won't contradict Trump when he lies. She's starting to do this sort of sycophantic stuff that reminds me of Donald Trump's crazy letter from his doctor saying Trump would be the healthiest president ever. That's the type of disinformation that Dr. Birx is now a part of. And it's terrible because we are at a desperate deficit of actual trustworthy medical professionals that are administration adjacent. Unfortunately, Dr. Birx can no longer be trusted. And there are people writing to me saying, Birx has Stockholm syndrome. She's starting to side with her captor. I don't know about that. The only thing that could be said is Dr. Birx believes that she can do more as a part of the task force than out of it. And she believes that she has to be saying these things about Trump, as transparently unbelievable as they are, in order to remain on the task force. That's the most optimistic interpretation of what Dr. Birx has been saying. But to go on Christian broadcasting and say Trump synthesizes data in this great way and other transparently untrue things, it seems like it's overkill. Let me know what you believe is going on with Dr. Birx, what explains her behavior. And also let me know what you think is going on with Dr. Fauci, who's been missing from the press briefings for more than a week now, despite Donald Trump every once in a while alluding to or even saying straight up, oh, yeah, Tony was part of the meeting earlier. What do you make of that? I want to hear from you, and we will have continued coverage of this and other stories from today's program on the David Pakman Show Instagram page. If you are on Instagram, you can do much worse than following at David Pakman Show on Instagram. Let me tell you real quick about one of our sponsors, Cuts Clothing. They offer super quality men's t-shirts, and they're giving you 15% off when you go to davidpakman.com/cuts. That's CUTS. Because solid color t-shirts are a really important staple in pretty much every guy's wardrobe. I think it's really important not to overlook the value of having t-shirts you love wearing. T-shirts from Cuts Clothing have been a game changer for me. And as a company, all they deal with are men's solid color t-shirts. So they actually put a ton of thought into the comfort, the style, the durability of the t-shirts they make. They fit perfectly. They're not scratchy. They don't shrink, they don't fade, they don't stretch out over time like so many other t-shirts. They're really the most comfortable t-shirts I've owned, and they look great. This right here that I'm wearing on YouTube is the split hem crew neck t-shirt. Very soft, fits me perfectly. It's the ideal length. Go take a look at what they offer, and once you have it, you are really going to see and feel the difference. Their slogan is, "It's the only shirt worth wearing." You will see why, and you'll get 15% off when you do it by going to davidpakman.com/cuts. That's davidpakman.com/CUTS.